And welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. We are glad that you're still watching KBC Channel 1. My name is Mike Megu. Now, we shift gears and talk about the blue economy, skills development, and job creation. Now, when you hear about the blue economy, what comes to mind? Well, when it comes to matters of blue economy, this is an area or a sector that contributes 2.5% to the GDP of the country. That estimate is around 178 billion annually. But estimates also show that there is a potential. The potential is higher. So how do we boost the blue economy? And then again, how does skills development turn this potential that we are talking about into jobs? Now, Kimani Murioki is the director, Premier Maritime Training Institute, and joins me to talk about this topic. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
Baridi imeingia.
Kweli.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
The blue economy. You know, when at the mention of the blue economy, what comes to mind, probably in the minds of many Kenyans, is about fishing.
Yeah.
But what is it all about?
So, in a nutshell,
yes,
blue economy is mainly tapping resources in the rivers, oceans, seas, you know, where they can do fisheries and you can still have mining. So, blue economy is how we as a country can be able to tap resources from these water bodies, from the lakes, from the rivers, from the seas. That's the simplest way to.
Because it also includes maritime, tourism, logistics, shipping routes, and given that, you know, as a country, we enjoy a very strategic position along one of the world's busiest maritime routes. So when we talk about that, and when you look at the blue economy itself, within that sector, what could be the sectors that will realistically, can realistically create jobs? So
for blue economy, the easiest way to be able to create jobs is through a program that we as the institution are doing called recruiting people to go and work in the cruise ship. So generally, the cruise ship is the largest, is a large vessel, a boat, that mainly focuses on hospitality. So they, apart from the cargo sector that people know, because you see the port of Mombasa, mainly the cargo ships are the ones that come. But now there are other opportunities where the ships that that ferry tourists provide hospitality services. So at that point is where we can create as much jobs as possible, because we have seen this happening in the Philippines, we have seen this happening even in South Africa. So Kenya has just come in recently to start creating jobs for the youth who are going to work in the oceans as seafarers.
What you've said is true, because countries like Philippines, the Russian Federation, they have created a very good labor market and even jobs for maritime. They have turned maritime into something that can bring about foreign exchange. And given our position where we sit as a country along this maritime route, are we underperforming relative to our geographical advantage when you look at it?
Yes, we are. We are underperforming because Kenya, the youth, we have the largest population of youth in Kenya. So having that in mind, if this population, who most of them are unemployed, can be able to be tapped into and sent to work in the cruise ships as chefs, as engineers, as cleaners, even garbage collectors are actually needed there. So we will actually we'll bring more income in the country and will increase our GDP. You can see in the Philippines, right now they are doing almost 1.6 trillion.
From the blue economy
itself, and majorly seafarers. So if that market is tapped well, and that path is created for the youth. Actually, we won't be enough even to be able to fit those cruise ships, because you find there's a vessel that carries around 6,000 guests, 6,000 people. So you find out of the 6,000 people, there are around 3,000 guests, 4,000 guests, and out of the 4,000 guests, there are like 2,000 crew members. You see, that has employed a very large portion of the youth. So, and it's in all dockets, and there are so many cruise ships in this world.
And also, if, for instance, if we had to quantify Kenya's missed opportunity within this sector that we are talking about, where is the largest gap? Is it a matter of human capital, skills gap, infrastructure? Where is the biggest gap?
So the biggest gap is skills, and that's where we came in as an institution, so that we can be able to provide these specific skills that are required for the maritime service. There are other institutions that are majorly, long time back, if I can take you back kidogo, most of the skills that were being provided for the seafarers, for the maritime, were engineers and maybe oilers, such jobs, and they're being trained in Mombasa. But then once we got an opportunity to get into these jobs, bring in recruiters, so once the recruiters came in, we opened up the hospitality industry. So far, we have done more than 1,000 people. We have recruited more than 1,000 people working in different departments. But we realized that the major problem we're facing is the chefs here know how to do the food locally. So when it goes to the ships, there is a different thing. They don't use gas, they use induction cookers, or electricity, or there are different ways of cooking, and also very many challenges that they face in the ship. So we realized that as an institution, we need to create this, we need to solve this problem by creating opportunities and also training them in the way of the ship.
And let's get into the global, the skills and the labor market. When you look at the global level, it relies on a workforce that nears 2 million, and this is according to International Chamber of Shipping, and the demand continues to grow. Now, Kenya's challenge may not necessarily be lack of opportunity, but readiness for those opportunities. What skills are international employers looking for within the maritime sector or the blue economy sector? What are they looking for that the Kenyan youth may currently not have?
So the shipping industry, the cruise ship is huge. So like it matters with what that person has trained in. So for example, we are recruiting chefs, or we are recruiting garbage collectors. And out here, there are so many garbage collectors, people who work in the garbage sector. Others have lorries, but they do not have the proper certification. So they need to know how to do proper waste management. And they have to have a certificate that shows that they have studied on how to dispose waste properly. They need to know what the buckets mean, what the drums of different colors mean. So we find that that is not trained here. And then also, when you go to positions like cleaners, so the system they use in the cruise ships is very different from the system that we use here for cleaning. Here we just use the bucket and the mop. Them they use a 3-bucket system where they clean, sanitize, and rinse. So those are the things that we really need to check into, so that when it comes to, when a recruiter comes into the country, when you bring in a recruiter, he meets people who are ready and are fit for purpose. But so far, so good. We are not really so far, but we need to improve on that sector. And also mainly the TTIs that are training hospitality need to see that is a market they need to tap into, so that they can train as many people as possible. Do you know, A garbage collector is paid around, the lowest person in a cruise ship is paid around 70,000.
70,000 a month?
A month. That's the lowest person.
In a cruise ship?
In a cruise ship. That's like a garbage collector. Yeah.
And a chef?
It varies. So a chef can reach up to 500,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and an entry chef, like for us, the students that we train, they come in as entry chefs, that's the cooks. They get around 850 to 1,000 USD. That's around 120,000. And that's somebody who has just finished high school.
Wow.
Yeah. So these opportunities are there. It's just that it's not easy to get into, but with the right training and with the right guidance, you will be able to tap it.
Even as such, is also, do you think there is serious awareness of the maritime jobs that we are talking about? When you look at it from a critical point of view, the things that we are talking about, do you think there are people or young people who know about the opportunities that exist over there?
Right now, yes, the awareness has been created. Some time back, I will say, really, there was no awareness. So right now, we can say out of 100, we are at 50. But we need the government to at least assist in doing these forums where they don't only tell the youth that they'll provide them jobs or do these systems that they're doing. They can create a forum whereby they educate the youth on these possibilities. Because some of these, how to go into the cruise ship, some of these opportunities really don't need a lot of input from the government. They just need to educate the youth and show them how it is possible to go there, and then people just apply. And then also the government can facilitate the youth in several things, because going there is also not cheap. You're not charged anything to be recruited, but then there are trainings that you need to be taught. You need to be taught how to disembark from a ship in case it's sinking. That's when you're taught things like STCW. Those courses are quite pricey.
Which actually brings my next question. It's about skills development, but access to maritime training. How accessible are these trainings in terms of the cost? Because many young people may know about these opportunities, but then again, they may fail to enter the maritime careers simply because the trainings are not affordable. How do we make them accessible?
So I will speak what we have done first, but then I'll show you how we make it accessible. So first of all, what we've done is some time back, you were using around 200,000 to be able to go to the ship. That is the medical and also the training. So STCW training before the government came in was around 80,000.
STCW, hiyo ni gani?
Yeah, the training for STCW is where you're taught how to embark from a ship. In case a ship is sinking, you're taught how to remove the life raft, the small boat that is there, so that you throw it into the water, and then you're taught how to jump out of the ship in a manner that won't hurt you, and then you're taught how to don a life jacket, you wear it, and how to ration food that is put inside that life raft. Yes. So those are the trainings that people have to undergo, because these emergencies can happen anytime. Yeah. So those trainings, some time back, they were costing almost 100,000, 80 to 100,000.
And that is one course?
That is one course. And you might do that and require another one called crowd and crisis management, because in the ship, you are in the middle of the ocean.
Yes.
And this person, in case there is a riot whether it's the staff or also in case there is a problem with the ship and the people are panicking, you need to be taught how to manage the crowd. You as the first person, you're the first respondent to any situation that happens before any other person comes in. So you're taught all that, and you see each course is detailed and costs something. So you find that one person can use around 150,000 just to do 2 courses. But at least the government came in and subsidized the training program to around 25,000 to 30,000. Yeah.
And what do you think? Could we grow the blue economy workforce if we focused on the existing skills rather than training new talents? And the existing skills, I'm looking at it from a certification point of view.
Yeah.
Would we first of all focus on certifying what we have, even as we take on new entrants?
Yes, we can actually focus on that, in that the people already who are in the hotels, the chefs, the cleaners, can be able to be given maybe a refresher course or a crash program course where they can be able to understand what they're getting themselves into. And then as we push those ones out, the new ones can come in. The new people who are just joining can come and now fill their positions, and it becomes a cyclic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, after COVID, there are efforts to recruit Kenyans into what you're talking about, cruise and maritime jobs. But then again, you look at it, it did expose industry challenges.
Yes, yes.
What lessons from that time emerged?
So we realized one thing when we were doing the recruitment after COVID, because there was a lot of jobless Kenyans, and from now the youth who majorly are focusing on the hospitality industry. So a lot of positions were recruited from the deck engineers, from the chefs, from the cleaners, from the hotels that are here. And most of these positions remained vacant, because now you see when the hotel opens up, it realizes that their people are not coming.
Yes.
So it created a sort of vacuum which had to be filled really quick.
Yeah.
So at least the good thing about these trainings, they are quick, people can be trained faster and fill these positions. But you see, if you take a very experienced chef from a very huge hotel, before you fill that gap, it takes a while. So it really pushed the hospitality industry in Kenya to its limits. But thank God they were able to work through it.
Yeah. And also, you know, we have this tremendous potential, especially within the blue economy sector, but potential alone does not create jobs.
Yes.
That is true. So then, as we have this conversation, it has existed for years without translating to what you'd say is large-scale investment. Why are still marching around that issue?
So, first of all, you know, most institutions, it's very difficult to invest in this industry because, first of all, as an institution, you need to really look for the people who will employ these students, these people. So it's also very difficult to be able to get an opportunity like the one that we have, to be able to get recruiters and cruise ships that you'll be able to work directly with them, and they are happy with your service. So most of the institutions, you find that they will train for the market, and then now you as a person will be able to now apply for the jobs, because you cannot just walk and go into a cruise ship and ask to get a recruiter to be able to come to your school. So you really have to maybe have pitched properly and have even worked with them before, way before. Like us, we have people who have worked in the cruise ship for almost 10 years and then they came back, and that's how they grew to become recruiters. So that is why it's not easy to invest in it, because you might invest in it. It needs first of all, it needs a lot of resources, and also investing in it, then you find that you don't have the opening to provide the people the opportunity to go to the cruise ship. So it becomes very difficult for you and also your institution. And
when you look at the blue economy, it's not just about Kenya. Yes, it contributes to the GDP, but it's also a gateway to global labor market. Is it time we view it as maritime professionals? Should we view them as an export workforce? Maybe replicate something that maybe Philippines and even the Russian Federation have done.
If we could do that, actually, it will save our country a lot of money. Because you see, our main aim is to try and push as many Kenyans as possible to go and work there. And that's the only way we can be able to get leverage and request these big ships to be able to send the salaries of Kenyans to the Kenyan banks. Otherwise, as right now, most of the Kenyans are being paid on the cards. So it will be very important if this opportunity can be able to be tapped properly and also support from the government in that to be able to assist the people who are already doing it. Most of the other institutions are already tapping into the market properly. To be able just to assist them, to give them an opportunity to attend these conferences, you know, so that they can meet these recruiters and they can pitch whatever they have, so that these people can come and employ as many Kenyans as possible. Because you know the major issue in this country is unemployment. Each and every day it is a headache. So if we can have half of the youth out there bringing in money, you know, there is a story I usually tell people. There is a friend of, there's a guy who was working where I was staying. We recruited him. He was a security guard. We recruited him, and he was being paid 10,000, but he went as a cleaner. Now he's being paid 110,000, and now he has started building in his place in Western. So when he's building, he has created jobs for those guys who are doing kazi ya mkono huko to build his house. You know, so one person can create a very huge ripple effect. Because now not only has he started building his house, he's also building his mother's house, and you know he's also able to be bankable, whereby he was even telling me when he comes back he wants to take a bigger loan and buy now a house in Nairobi, which when he was a guard it would have never happened. So you see, if this is one person who has done this much, imagine if we just had 100 of them or 200 of them doing that much. We would actually cause a ripple effect, and more youth will become employed. And
actually inject more into the economy. Because we are talking about foreign exchange, earnings, remittances. But then again, when you look at it, is there a brain drain concern?
Brain drain will always happen. Because as much as we try and hold and say it's not good, we are taking our people away, but that shouldn't be our concern. Because always somebody will be able to look for greener pastures. So what we need to focus on is, in the event now more people are going, are we able to train a huge number to be able to replace them in the market, so that we cannot have this issue of brain drain. Because even the people who are coming in from the high schools, from the TTIs, are also very smart. So we really need to polish them, so that when they come in to replace the person who has 2 years experience, 3 years experience, there's no large lag, because the way this person has been trained and exposed, they almost have a year experience of working.
And how do you see this impacting matters of employment? Because as a country we deal with cases or levels of unemployment among the youth.
I see a positive impact. I see, if it happens the way we are hoping it will happen, by creating and opening doors for as many youths as possible, I see a youth that won't be able to be stressed. I see young people who won't think about committing suicide. I see more youth who will be focused, because look, if you walk out here, the young people are really yearning to earn money. You know, they're doing whatever they can to be able to live a better life. So if these opportunities are given to them, I am 100% sure they will work so hard, and even the insecurity level will drop.
Do you know, actually, when we look at it from a futuristic point of view, do we actually know what maritime skills employers will be maybe looking for in the next, say, 5 years?
So even in the next 20 years, the maritime skill employers will majorly be looking for people like marine engineers, you know,
Yes.
people like chefs, cleaners, garbage collectors,
Yes.
room attendants, the guys who do housekeeping, waitresses, F&B managers, you know, any department in a hotel is the same department in the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as we can be able to train more people, and you know the good thing about the cruise ship is they want the young guys. You know, they want somebody who is fit, who is young. They do not really focus on the old people. So we can continue retaining the old people who are still working in the hotel for purposes of the experience and all that. But the young people, they really want the young people. That's why when we recruit, we just look for 1 or 2 years experience, you know. We don't look for 5 years experience. We look for 1, 2 years experience, come and give us your CV. Yeah. So those opportunities are there.
Yes. And when you look at accessibility to these jobs at the global level and even at our level as a country, how easy or hard is it to get these jobs?
Right now, I will say right now it's quite hard. But a while ago it was very easy. Right now it's hard because, you know, this Ebola issue that has just come up right now. Most of the cruise ships are very, they want to slowly stop considering Kenyans until they see what is happening in the country. So right now we have actually people who were supposed to be going next month and even next week, but they have been pushed to almost December, September, because the ship is saying, let's first see what's happening in your country, because we don't want to risk bringing one person, he can spread the disease to every other person. So right now it's not that easy, but God willing, when things open up and they see that they appreciate how this issue has been able to be managed by the country, then it's as easy as bringing a CV to the office and you do your pre-interview.
Yes.
If you have a passport, then you apply, and then after your pre-interview, then you sit for your final interview. You only do 2 interviews. The first interview, it's called pre-screening. So we just see if you have 100 people, who is fit for purpose out of the 100. And then if you get 50, you put them and they'll do the final interview. For us, the final interview, if you pass, you get your job offer. If you fail, you're actually told right away and how to improve. Yeah, so you get your job offer instantly and you sign your contract there.
Yeah. And also when you look at training quality, is it a case where you are trained here, and if you get a maritime job at an international a company, do they need to retrain you? What is the level of quality when it comes to these trainings?
Right now, I would say the level of training for hospitality in Kenya is quite high. It's really, really high, because they really don't need to retrain them when they go to the cruise ship. Actually, the cruise ship is amazed by how best the Kenyans are doing. You see, most of the other countries, first of all, language barrier is a problem. But here, people can speak English fluently. So that is also a plus for them. And then the second thing about it is they can be able to access the type of system that they are using is not so different from what we are using. Because majorly, we recruit people from very high-end hotels, like the Marriotts, the Radissons, the Sarovas. All these hotels are where we go and poach people. So you see, this person has already been exposed to a lot of things. So when they go to the ship, the major difference is just the type of system that they are using, just to adjust to the system that they are doing. But generally, whatever they are cooking is really not so different from what this person is exposed
I'm asking
to.
that because I'm looking at the competitiveness of the labor that we want to get into the blue economy sector, and especially if they are going to compete against people or candidates who are coming from say the likes of Philippines, Russians. How competitive are these graduates that you're talking about?
They actually beat them. For Kenyans, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually, from the feedback we're getting, the ships are really impressed by how fast these people can work and how fast they can prepare meals or how fast they can be able to clean rooms. You know, I think the only country that they are quite ahead of us is maybe the Philippines, because for them they are quite exposed to, they have so many hotels also. But apart from them, all these other countries will beat them.
There's also the aspect, you know, the world is changing and technology is quite playing a part in that advancement.
Yes.
And automation is one of the things that is happening. And it's also transforming what you say, ports and shipping.
Yes.
Should young people be worried about technology replacing these jobs that we are talking with in the blue economy? How should they view it?
Now, the good thing about hospitality is, even though China has introduced robots that can be able to serve, in the cruise ship, it's not that easy. So they can feel very secured that employment, they will still need humans to do these jobs. So the technology is there, it has assisted so much, but also there is a lot of human touch that is needed in the industry. So it will take a while, a very long time, before they replace they tone down on the number of humans they need and use robots or systems to be able to do it.
And are there new emerging careers as a result of the digital transformation seen within the maritime industry?
Yes, they are. They are like careers for people who do photography. So yeah, photographers are really being taken. If the person is really good in photography, they have a very good opportunity to be able to do it.
On cruise ships?
On cruise ships. You see, the craziest thing is right now cruise ships are, most of them are working on the going green thing.
Yes.
So we find even guys who have done this agronomists who will go and take care of the plants in the cruise ship. So these are the emerging careers that we are seeing in the cruise ship. So it's not only the hospitality, but now it's opening up to people who are even doing the guys who work and kill pests and such things. That is an opportunity that has just come up, and we can clearly see this as a pathway.
When you look at Kenya's blue economy policy, has it translated into measurable employment outcomes, or are we still largely discussing potential? Because as you had seen, as we started, we are talking about 2.5% contribution to the country's GDP. Are we still largely talking about discussing about potential?
Right now, I will say it's 50-50. Because the government has really, the policies that have been put actually are the ones that were able to create the system for people like us and other people who are in this sector to be able to recruit Kenyans to go to the cruise ship. But also now we need, you know, they already started and the policies are working, but we need them to inject more into the system and create possibilities whereby these opportunities can be open. You know, if, for example, with these policies, they can be able to take the people who are doing this recruitment and they take them to like Dubai, where there's usually these conferences for recruiters, and we work with the government to create some mergers, to create something with these cruise ships where the government can work directly with them. It will be really nice. You know.
Are there incentives that could encourage private sector investment in skills development, especially when it comes to blue economy?
Right now, I don't think there are incentives. So right now, it is, I will say it's doing the Lord's work. So, in way that you as a youth, you're like, I had an opportunity to meet these people and I can create jobs for Kenyans. So let me work so hard to push as many people as possible to go there. But government incentives, really, they are not there.
How would, if there would be incentives. How would that look like? What would encourage the private sector to invest in skills development, especially when it comes to maritime skills development?
Okay. So incentives will be like, you see, if the government can be able to help TTIs, not only focus on you see, the help loan that people are being given. Most of these opportunities, if the private sector can be able to be given also the help loans, and the students who are not only going to the public TTIs or the universities can be able to go to the also to the private sector universities, then or the TTIs, it will be really nice.
And if as a country we get this right, because it's something that has potential to contribute to the national GDP and also generate jobs and employment for the young people. If we get this right, what could that mean for the economy in the next, say, 1 decade?
We will, if we get things right and do it, and actually use, because there's countries like Philippines who have done it. We just take the system that they have used and just perfect it. We will be doing this almost in a decade, almost the same amount of money they are doing, or even more, because then they're right now doing almost 1.2 trillion. 1.2 trillion. If we can be able to do that for Kenya, you see, it will be among the highest, if not the top 5 earners for the country. You know, so I think if we get things right in a decade, we will be very far.
Yes. Your closing remarks.
My closing remarks are, I would encourage every young person that, you know, there is this notion of now I am unemployed, maybe you studied for whatever course you studied, you know, and you're finished and the jobs are not there. You can still take the leap of faith and look into the blue economy, whereby these openings are there. Where doctors are still getting positions in the cruise ship. Nurses actually getting positions in the cruise ship, and they are paid very well. So the blue economy is so wide. Before this country can be able to say it has tapped fully into the blue economy, it will be a long while. So we really need to take that leap of faith, apply for these jobs, push your CV. Sometimes you don't get an answer instantly, but just continue applying. They will see. And when you get a chance, show up and be able to do a remarkable job and impress them.
Do your best. Identify those opportunities.
Yes.
Kimani Muriuki, asante sana.
Karibu.
That has been Kimani Muriuki, who is Director, Premier Maritime Training Institute, speaking to us about how we can open up the blue economy within the country.